Welcome to Blytheway Business News. Today we're joined by Keith Coughlan, the Managing Director of European Metals, who is joining us via Skype from Perth in Australia. Hi Keith, welcome to the show.
Hi Catherine, thanks very much.
Thank you for joining us today. Can you start by giving us an overview of what it is that European Metals does?
Certainly. So European Metals has been developing the Cinovec project, which is the largest lithium resource in Europe. The project's in the Czech Republic on the border with Germany. It's a historic tin mine, and we've been developing that project for the last 5.5 years.
Keith, can you tell us about the announcement released today?
Certainly. So the announcement today is an announcement detailing how we've progressed our discussions, our negotiations with a very large Czech company called CEZ or CEZ, in fact, the Czech National Power Company. We made an announcement regarding our initial tie-up with CEZ some months ago, and today's announcement is basically the culmination of the discussions with them since that initial announcement, and the fact that they will be coming into the project, into the Cinovec project, and funding it through from this point on to our decision to construct the project.
Can you tell us a little bit more about who CEZ are?
Sure. So as I mentioned, CEZ are the national power company of the Czech Republic, one of the largest companies in that country. They've been involved historically in coal mining, power generation, power resale, the provision of power via the grid in the Czech Republic, but also in neighbouring countries. They're quite actively involved throughout Eastern Europe and in some neighbouring countries to that region. And CEZ, like many of the power utilities in Europe, have recognised the need to be involved in the growing green energy economy, and in particular the battery industry. So there's a very large push in the EU in particular to foster a new European battery industry, to furnish batteries to the very large number of electric vehicles that are expected to be built in the region in coming years. And CEZ are very heavily involved in the adoption of this new industry within Eastern Europe.
Sounds very promising. I know the next car I'll be buying will definitely be an electric vehicle. Can you tell us what all this means for European Metals and your shareholders?
Certainly. Well, what it ultimately means is it removes a significant portion of the risk associated with the mining project and the stage that we are at. A small cap company like ourselves developing such a significant asset, a very large asset, with a projected capex figure approaching $500 million is quite a tall ask. And so it's very important for us to have a very strong financial partner. And CEZ are not only a strong financial partner, they're also very well connected in the Czech Republic politically and within the region with the likes of offtake or potential offtake partners for the project. So my personal view is that the tie-up with CEZ will ensure that we get the project funded and built when the time comes.
Thank you, Keith. And what other news can we expect from you in the next 6 months?
Well, the announcement is still subject to the completion of CEZ's due diligence. We expect to see that announcement released in the very short term and the conclusion of the transaction. Following on from that, we'll see the appointment of the engineers for the detailed feasibility study, the definitive feasibility study, which will move us to a bankable stage. And I think you'll also see the acceleration of discussions with prospective offtake partners within Europe and beyond.
Thank you, Keith. That's all we've got time for today. Thank you for joining us from Perth in Australia. It looks very beautiful where you are, nice and sunny. And thank you for joining us today on Blytheway Business News. Join us again soon for more business news.